This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today we're going to take a look at the Haslab Ghostbusters 2 in the box Ghost Trap and P.K.E meter from the Plasma series. Boy, that was a mouthful. So as some of you may remember, last year, I believe it was, Hasbro decided to go ahead and do the Ghost Trap and P.K.E meter from Ghostbuster Afterlife. And now we finally got them in recently. The box looks good. I think Hasbro does an excellent job on creating the boxes for these. The package design looks good. I mean, we've got what looks like a metal steamer trunk kind of a thing with slime coming out of it, which, well, there's issues there if they packed it with slime. They got an evidence tag. I am pretty sure that these relate to some of the characters from the movies. The side, honestly, both the sides are pretty much the same and just kind of boring. The other side, we have inspected by W. Zedmore, which I'm not really sure why he. Well, I mean, I can understand why he inspected it if they got it back from evidence, but I'm not sure why they felt the need to put that on there. It's also kind of weird that the Ghost logo on there shows like a gear. And of course, let's get to the top of the box here. We've got a note on the side saying, please return all equipment to the storage room. This means you, Peter, from Janine. And then the note of, do not look directly into the trap, which of course is actually a reference from the first Ghostbusters movie. And of course, this is taped at the bottom, so this is going to be fun to open up, I'm sure. Alright, we've got two boxes in here so far. I assume one is the Ghost Trap and one is the P.K.E meter, but I guess we'll find out. Actually, I'm betting one is a Ghost Trap and one is the P.K.E meter and the pedal for the Ghost Trap. That's my prediction. I have not watched any unboxings or anything yet. I also did not watch any kind of update that they gave us aside from when they first announced these. This box, both boxes pretty much look the same. Nothing particularly special about the inside boxes. Oh, hey. I forgot about some of the stuff that came with this. There's the holster for the P.K.E meter. Something else, I guess, that goes with the holster. Oops. There's the pedal. P.K.E meter. Part of the display stands. I'm guessing this is also a part of... Huh. Oh, wait. Well, that's box one. Alrighty, I'm just going to say this actually looks better than the... Appearance-wise, this looks better than what we got from Mattel back in the day. Because I want to say Mattel kind of cheaped out on some of the detailing. This looks like it's designed to attach to the backpack, and I'm not sure why. Although this wire seems to go with it. Or, I don't know, would this be some kind of thigh holster for the neutrino wand? I guess we'll try to figure that out later. Obviously, this is a stand, probably for the P.K.E meter. I'm going to take a real wild guess that this plugs into this stand right here. I am not sure what this is supposed to be for, though, yet. It is like a bit of plastic that's meant to look like some kind of wired thing. Metal, but obviously plastic. This band was around the P.K.E meter. Apparently, it's warning you not to use your hands to mess with this thing, I think. There's also like a trigger thing on here. That's cool. But I think we all know why that trigger thing is there. I like that it's also got a trigger cover too. You know, I probably should have rewatched the movie before I did this, but who got time for that? Unlike most of the time when I mess with things, I will most likely be actually looking at the directions first, because this stuff's a little too expensive to and not replaceable. Speaking of which, looks like we have a bunch of instructions, cards, and other stuff. We'll take a closer look at that in a bit. We got what looks like this the stand for the, well, what is it? Let's take a look at that in a bit. I'm not 100% sure why these things here are spring-loaded. But this is the stand for the ghost trap. Wheels go in there. This is the same sort of thing that's used on the backpack and neutrino wand to slide in. So I think they're just reusing that. Because now that I look, yeah, I think this is actually designed to hold the ghost trap. Yes. Speaking of, wow, this thing is heavy. Okay, this thing is definitely heavier than the Mattel one was. But yeah, these are heavy metal. These are actually metal wheels here. And then there's that little slot thing, so... Okay. And of course, the cord for the ghost trap. Which, luckily, we shouldn't actually have to pull this apart in order to use it. Since we're actually in a kind of a small area. I will say this, though. That's interesting. There's a little screw thing in the bottom of this one. So, I don't know how Hasbro has set this up, like if they were future planning or future proofing, so to speak, these things. Because if you might recall, when Mattel did a lot of these things, they made them all compatible with each other. Like there was a little thing you plugged into the bottom of the P.K.E meter that allowed it to connect to the ecto goggles, which then also connected to the neutrino wand. So when you had the ecto goggles on and you used the two of them, you would get different images through the goggles, and you could even, see the beam from the neutrino wand. Now, Hasbro hasn't done goggles yet, so who knows if they've made it compatible. We do know that they did make the neutrino wands compatible with the backpack if you ordered it, the Proton Pack. But let's go ahead, while we got this stuff out, let's actually take a look at what paperwork that we got here, shall we? I honestly don't remember everything that was supposed to come with this. So we apparently have an ID tag for Ghostbusters. And so I guess that would be for that, probably for that engineering building that Winston had with the secondary ghost storage area. We've got the cards used for the psychic testing. Which this is kind of a fun little thing, although it does have Ray's Occult Shop on the back. So these aren't, while they are based on the cards from the first movie, obviously they were sold by Ray's shop and are not actually the cards that Peter used. Camp Wakanda, Stay Puft Marshmallows, Ray's Occult Books, World of the Psychic with Peter Venkman, and Stay Puft Marshmallows again, some more. Just a sticker sheet. I have no idea if anybody's actually going to use those. P.K.E. meter, ghost trap information. Holy crap. Alright, so this is telling us how all the parts go in and how to do them. So we need 3 batteries in the P.K.E. meter, 4 in the ghost trap. I forgot that the actual box of the trap actually comes out of the trap on this version too. So this should be fun. Oh, crap, even more information. So we will go ahead and we will play with this. Oh, there we go. There shows the stand for the trap. There shows the harness there for the trap, or the stand for the P.K.E meter. Of course, we've got the holster for it. They did make this very cosplay friendly. And we got these extra parts here. I'm not... Oh, well... Actually, I think they told us in there what these things were, and I wasn't paying attention. But these are the little bars that you would place here to make it either compatible with Ghostbusters or Ghostbusters 2. I don't remember what color Afterlife used. Actually, I think these things might be made for attaching to the two parts here, so you can put a separate cord, non-electrical cord between the two. Maybe for cosplay purposes. Let's take a quick look at this here. But yeah, this is just the basic spec designs of the P.K.E meter and the ghost trap. Just the blueprints. Dr. Ingon Spangler, June of 1988 or 1982, which doesn't make much sense because the P.K.E meter did not have the ability to stun gun ghosts back in the 80s. That was added after the fact. Oh, okay. It does mention revisions, calling it an Oroscope P.K.E meter. So we got our bag of batteries and we've got our screwdriver. Battery case. I have no brand loyalty when it comes to batteries. I just buy whatever cheap and on sale at the time. Oh, before we get to that though, here are the patches that came with the Ghostbusters. Oh, you know what? I wonder if this was actually the logo, if they used this logo back on the in Afterlife, or not Afterlife, but in Frozen Empire when they showed off Winston's little secondary hub for ghost activity. And of course, we got the standard Ghostbuster logo. We got one with the mini puffs, which, okay, fine, whatever. Though I think they should have given us a Ghostbusters 2 logo too, just for the heck of it, if they're going to give us a bunch of patches. And then a patch specifically for the Haslab. Which I don't have a problem with that either, but if you're going to do all these for us, why did you not give us a Ghostbusters 2 logo? Alright, here we have our holster. Goes on a belt. Fit it in just like that. Figure we might as well get that part done before we move on to the actual testing of the equipment. By the way, I am actually in a haunted building right now as I am recording this, so if we do get something that pops up, that could be fun. And I'm not lying about that. Alright. So we got two switches back here. I did not read what they both do. I don't hear any noises though. Let me... Why is there no noise coming out of this thing? Alright, so we got the lights are working. Alright, I apparently just turned it off. Okay, so the switch on the bottom is on, EMF, or off. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of confused as to why this. So both these buttons that seem to be, while it looks like kind of a double switch, it does appear to just be a single switch, right? But I don't understand why we're not getting any like sounds of the beeping and stuff. So that one apparently puts you to sleep. So now in the Mattel version, you had a little dial down here that increased the whatever it was. Let's go ahead. Press the button, see what happens. I was kind of expecting to hear a zapping noise to go along with this. Okay. So we actually have to hit one of these buttons to get the electric shock sound. Which, okay, I get the trigger activates it, but I would think the trigger should also, because alright, the trigger here pushes forward pretty far. So I would have expected it should have gone ahead and also been like should have kept pushing on the trigger to make the zapping noise. And the zapping noise, the lights for it only come out of the front. Okay, apparently all the buttons convert over to that. Alrighty. Okay, yeah, it's my own fault because I don't read directions. I fully admit that, but I have no idea how to turn this thing back to normal. Well, we're getting different sounds there. Oh, good lord. Alright, let's try this again. It says you have to move one arm at a time to 90 degree. Alright, so that locks into place there. That locks into place there. And now it's closed itself off again. What I don't understand is why we're not getting any kind of sound with this part moving. Because we should. I'm also not sure I really understand what the switch is on the bottom because, there's on, EMF, and off. What does EMF mean? And then that puts it back to sleep, that button. So again, let's go back to the double lines here. Again, we're not getting any noise from here from this. When we trigger that. Back to 90, and it shuts itself off. None of the modes seem to, and if somebody else has watched something where they've seen this, none of the modes is giving us the noise that you get from when the thing is moving, right? So I don't quite understand why that's happening that way. Anyway, so now we have our stand for it right here. I would like to also offer up on a side note, I did not see this in the directions anywhere. So I'm not really sure what this is for. But let's set the P.K.E meter aside and pull out our ghost trap. Before we get down to the nitty gritty, as mentioned before, this pops off. Huh, that's weird. Oh, I wonder if this does different lights and sounds too, depending upon which what you have in there. Okay, because we can swap it out with the silver one, right? As you can see. But the red one has this little thing here that pushes in there. So I'm assuming that changes the actions of the trap. So we'll have to try that out a little bit later. Here's that little screw thing from before that I mentioned. What I think it's for is just to go on to here. It doesn't really screw on though. It kind of like just sits on there. But then you could attach like a rubber tube to it. So I guess if you're using this for cosplay and don't want to have the electrics, which I don't know why you would go that far, but I don't generally cosplay as a Ghostbuster. I have done it, don't get me wrong. I just don't do it very often. And my Ghostbuster uniform is black and red, because I gotta be different. There is a lot of metal on this ghost trap. That's one of the things, like the Mattel one that they did with Matty Collector did not have a whole lot, if any, metal at all on there. This little part spins around. I don't know why. We have a dial here. It does make a little clicking noise. We got some more little doodads here. Dials that turn. These little things turn as well. I don't know if any things will actually do anything to the actual item itself. And if you look at this one, this dial doesn't actually position itself correctly. Because it should point to those things, but it doesn't. This one points to pretty much everything there. And again, these little dials do spin, but whether they do anything or not. This also spins. What I don't see is whatever unlocks the trap, which I think we have to unlock it in order to get it out. This obvious switch on the top that I missed every time I looked at it. The trap itself is really light, so it's all in the casing here where it's metal. We got 2 screw holes to deal with here. I'd like to point out there's a set of grooves here and a little tabs here to make sure you line this up properly. Okay, so according to this, do you need to have everything plugged in order for that to work? I guess we'll find out. So here's our pedal. Alright, our ghost trap is put together with the pedal. No. Why is it not turning on? Oh, good. According to the instructions, switch back turns the motor on. It is not doing anything. This is supposed to be off, and this is motor off. Alright, this dial on the side, does it... Alright, let's... Turn this dial is doing nothing right now. Turning these dials is doing nothing right now. Turning this is doing nothing right now. Okay. All the batteries appear to be in properly. These are from a brand new pack of batteries, so they should be working just fine. Locked into place. Still not turning on. Oh, this is turning into a bummer. Alright, I've just retrieved a second set of batteries. Locked into place. We are currently off. We will turn it on. Nothing. Nothing that way either. So I want to show you guys. So here we show the ghost trap being removed. We show the batteries being put in. Did that. We didn't play with the stand at all because, well, there's no need to. We attached the cable. This is the switch. This is motor on. Motor on is back, right? So back is motor on. Front here is neutral. And forward is motor off, which apparently means no effects except for lights and sounds. On the side here is motor control. Now we've got it in the motor on position, motor control. Nothing is happening. On the front here, this says this is for the LED lights. Again, nothing is happening. This one other here says it's trap effects mode. Again, nothing is happening. And then this is supposed to be ghost effects on the side here. Right? Select ghost sound. Silver rods, different ghost sounds. Well. Nothing is happening. It would appear that my ghost trap does not work. Yeah, I am going to have to contact Hasbro on this one. We'll go ahead. We'll try moving these things around, though, too. Just to be safe. Nothing? Okay. Let's just do it. That part's all the way down. We are currently off. Put it on motor on. Nothing happens. Move it up again. Nothing happens. Move it up again. Nothing happens. That's all that moves. Nothing. 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 It would appear that I got a bad ghost trap. God, that's annoying. What the hell? So I guess that pretty much finishes for this review, right? Because there's nothing else to talk about because it doesn't work. So I will have to send an email to Hasbro and say my ghost trap does not work. I used 2 different sets of batteries. I followed the directions that came with it. It should be simple, right? And without the electronics working in here, the ghost trap doesn't work either. Oh, there you go. This one that I got is a piece of shit, apparently. Thanks, Hasbro. I appreciate it. I sincerely hope that they have replacements for these. They should. I mean, we saw them put for sale, like the Proton Pack and Unicron and stuff after the fact. So, yeah. I will have to contact Hasbro and we'll see where that goes from there. Obviously, I'm going to post this as it is. So our P.K.E meter worked fine. Our ghost trap did not. Well, I definitely want to get your opinions on this. This is highly disappointing for me. Like, the thing is, this is really nicely constructed. But nicely constructed doesn't do you any good if it doesn't work. Like, I didn't pay for a non-working prop. I paid for a working prop. And I did not get that. And that just kind of pisses me off, too. Ugh. As of the time that I am editing this video, it has been more than a week since I recorded it. I contacted Hasbro the day of the recording, and I have not heard from them yet. I sent them a reply email to their support, and I also put in a support notice through the website just to be safe. And yeah, nothing yet. I am hoping to hear from them soon. With the holiday, I can kind of understand things being backlogged, but still, hopefully soon. And I will go ahead and do an update on the community page, and hopefully they will send me a replacement and I can do a proper review on the ghost trap. And I'd even like to do a comparison between the Hasbro ones and the Mattel ones after that. So wish me luck. Like I said, let me know what you think. If you've got this, let me know if you had problems too. I thank you for watching. Peace and love. Although, currently I don't have much love for Hasbro.